creativity and the willingness to take the risk to pursue it and not being afraid of failure, because, you know, failure is just a part of life. If you're trying to avoid failure, you'll never be creative, because to be creative is to take the chance at, you know, making something out of nothing. And if it doesn't work, some people call it a failure. I call it a check mark because that didn't work. So move to the next thing, you know. So yeah, creativity is, yeah, it's just part of my nature, and I think it's paramount to being alive, you know, be creative. My name is Sean Fell, and I'm owner, operator, shaper, and designer at Waterboys. Creativity had a huge part, I'd say, in my life growing up. I've just always been creative, and I've always liked to build stuff, do things with my hands. I would define creativity as being able to make something from nothing or pieces and parts, being able to take something existing and modifying it to a different purpose, or for a purpose better set for whatever you have in mind. I got into surfboard shaping when I was probably 19 or 20. So I asked a friend, Mark Anderson, if he would help me. He had an old book that was from the 60s on how to make a surfboard. But I mean, the basics were there. So I read it front to back and went to task on making myself a surfboard. Building a surfboard is probably still one of the funnest things to do, because you can build a beautiful piece of art and then you can go out and ride it. And it's almost as fun or more fun to build that piece of art for a customer or a friend and then see the smile on their face when they're riding it. So that's still a big joy as far as creativity that I enjoy. When you can use your own creativity to put a smile on somebody's face, it's, I don't know, it's not much better than that. I did not start out with the mindset of building a surf and skate business. My actual initial career path was to be a dentist. And I built my first surfboard just for me to ride, but they all, you know, wanted to ride it. We called ourselves the Waterboys, and we were just a really tight-knit group of friends that surfed together and lived together. And we were really kind of the upper echelon of talent on Pensacola Beach at the time, you know, and so we had a lot of people looking up to us to see what we were riding. Well, you know, once we started all riding boards I was making, then, you know, other people were wanting them, and it started evolving into a business. After a couple of years, I was like, well, I guess I'll take this seriously and really try and run with it. And now, 28 years later, I'm still kind of running with it. Building a business is not easy, and there's been lots of challenges along the way. I would say probably one of the most challenging aspects of being in business is financing. For me, because I started this business with zero money, taking pretty much every bit that the business has produced and put it back into the business to grow the business. So, you know, the ideas for the business, the ideas to grow the business are spilling over. I have bigger ideas right now that I can't do because I don't have the financing to do it. I had to be very creative in overcoming challenges, not the kind of person that likes to give up, so I always figure out a way. Time equals money, and I've never had a lot of money in the business, so I've always put in extra time. I've just gravitated towards people who are creative. I think that creativity is paramount in any aspect of life. Without it, you're just following someone else's lead all of the time, which is not bad, but I think it's important to see things from your own eyes and own viewpoint, and if you see things that you think would work better a different way, put your foot forward and change it, or at least try. You know, maybe it doesn't work, but you'll never know if you don't try. Where I am now, from where I came from 28 years ago before I started the business, I still feel creative. Actually, I feel more creative because I've learned so much from my failures along the way. I just feel more empowered that I can do anything that I want to, and if I can't, I know that I can find the answer and find the way to pull it off. If you have the creativity, you know, just don't be afraid to try and fail. Yeah, creativity is, I think, is paramount to being alive. You know, be creative.